Alright, everybody, welcome back. It is Ted here with Bodies and Wicks. And what a day, what a day, what a day. Okay, so the reason I did my last hour, I did that all basically on news. Um, Trying to show you where we are with things, what people are saying about the whole, movement. People are, which cryptos to watch, what stocks to watch. Also, what that one guy said about about 30,000 kind of being the band that we're gonna kind of I guess hang around now, um, being it as if kind of like I guess more related to like what commodities do. Um, they don't you don't stray too far from somewhere as long as there's a controlled price. I guess you could say not controlled price. Well, yeah, controlled price, not controlled price. Controlled inventory is, I guess, the word to say. So there, there's only so many amount of coins that there are. So since there's that, and we kind of went on a crazy bull market, now it's kind of come down to, it's going to come down to more of like a commodity based, I guess you could say, trend or wave or whatever you want to call it, or just the way the market's going to move is going to move like that. But there's still thousands of coins coming out, and I think that could be. I don't really necessarily know if that's one reason. People spreading out their money with so many coins, but I don't think so. But I did want to bring your attention to something that could give us some hope, I guess you could say, and that would be the smart money theory take on what's going on with Ethereum right now. So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and jump over to the browser. All right, so we're gonna head over here. 1 second. There we go. And give me one moment, and I will kind of explain everything to you. As it should be explained in the right way. So what's going on here? All right, so now that Ethereum is at the bottom, right? And I'm looking at a 1 hour chart. And so Ethereum actually hit its lowest of lows just today. Or not just today. Yeah, just today. Right around noon. Wow. Sorry, didn't realize that. Sorry, this is my channel. I can smoke on it. That's my motto. That's why this is age restricted. But yeah, I didn't realize that was today. But okay, so let me get even further down in the 15-minute chart, and I'll show you a little something about what happened. So here, this is kind of what started it all. All right, so, and I'm watching this so closely. I'm gonna pull this down to here. Actually, push it up Same thing with this guy. I don't really care what color he is. Actually, I want to leave him up here. Like this, okay. So those are the two liquidity levels on this side, right? This guy, let's get rid of him. Okay. So here, you have a fair value gap, right? So fair value gap is the gap that leaves, you know, a void in between two, or I guess you could say when you have three consecutive, three consecutive candles. If there is any kind of gap left in between those two, right? If this didn't come down to all the way down to here, and then this does this, and then this stays here, then you have what's called basically a balanced, I don't know what the word for it is, but it's just balanced. And you know, that's a price kind of looks to balance, but it doesn't always need to balance 100%. These are good things. We like to see a little bit of openings here, okay? So also at the same time, just directly next to it over here in this area, and I will try to draw a little circle around it. You have a breaker. All right, so we know we have a breaker. We have the fair value gap. Anytime price runs up into the fair value gap, two things gonna happen. Either it's gonna reject out of it, like it did, or it's gonna try to run through it. It just depends. Generally, what you want to see is you want to see, especially if it's going to have a good solid movement. You either want to see it barely touch in, or you want to see it go to about halfway. Here we have a fairly decent, I'm not really for sure how far it gets in, probably about 20 to 30% maybe. I just want to measure it out really quick. Fib, style, let's extend lines right. So it should be right here. Why is it not grabbing onto that? Okay, so it's because I didn't have the magnet on. Alright, now that we got the magnet on, it came up exactly to 50%. That's exactly what we want to see. Well, that's exactly what we want to see. So it pushes up, boom, gets to about 50%, and then it comes down, switches over, comes back up just a little bit further, boom, back down. I mean, and back down hard. As you can see, after it comes back down, what does it do? I mean, it just goes to the next. There's almost no wick there, so that's awesome. So no wick there, comes back up. No real big, no fair value gap that I see. So I guess we could say a good little push a little bit further down. All right, so now basically what it's just doing is it's just kind of making its way down after it has pushed up into here, into the fair value gap, and pushed down. At the same time, what it did is it also made a breaker. So now we have two breakers basically at the same level, right? One, we just have the breaker high here. Here we have the breakers, the whole down candle. So the last down candle that we have here is the breaker. And they're pretty much almost at the same exact level. I mean, you couldn't get almost any closer. It's crazy. So, now that we get down to the bottom, right, we have, looks like three pretty good charging candles. Now, once I get down to the bottom, and I have reasons for drawing these out. I actually, these lines have been here for as long as I can remember. And the reason that they're there is because they're also breakers. They're the same thing. If I can get all the way over here, I'll show you. Because it's going to take a while to get over here. Actually, I don't even think it's going to even show me. It might. I'm not for sure if this thing takes us further back. There we go. Okay. So see, as you can see right here, same thing. You have, and pull it out of here a little bit. Spread it out now. Come on. Okay. So it's right here. So you have this interesting, you have this low, high, right? So here's the high. The high dips into this fair value gap, right? And then all of a sudden it breaks down hard, right? So now you have a lot of what's called a, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, and eventually it makes its way back up, and it stays underneath. It stays underneath this line, right? Until here, boom, it hits it. Why? Because breakers act as support and resistance. That's what they do. They act as support and resistance. So this one comes up over here, and boom, it comes up, hits it, can't get above it. And unless, woof, they go right through it. That's the thing. That's the thing about breakers. The only way to get through them is for price to just run it. So price just runs it and takes off. And here's where I thought, honestly, it was actually going to, I don't know why I thought it was going to go below the breaker and then go back above it. Probably because I saw this, there was a order block right here. So I thought it would probably fall because here you have your fair value gap. So I thought it would go right through the fair value gap, hit at the order block, and then start going the other way. But instead, it actually just went the other way, and where I thought it was going to go up, it did go up. So I was just a little off with what I thought would happen. So strangely enough, this breaker stays here, right? That's what the algorithm does. The algorithm remembers. Algorithm doesn't just, it doesn't go away. It cuts through blocks. It cuts through everything. And it'll keep cutting through everything. Don't know where we're at now. We're getting closer. You know what I should have just done? Hit this button. There we go. All right. So now we are back at the beginning of the chart. And where are we at? What did it do? What did it hit? The breaker. It hit the breaker. The breaker that it once zipped right through because it couldn't get past it the first time. It finally hits that breaker. It bounces off of it. And I want you to see something else too. So, hold on. Which way am I going? Okay, I'm going this way. I know you're looking at me going, well, what about this fair value gap? What happened with this one? How come it just got ran through? Well, it didn't. It didn't at all. If we actually take a closer look at it, the fair value gap got run up into and then broke back down. And then it ran it. So again, that fair value gap got ran into, broke back down, and then ran it. So it's a interesting thing. I want to see the 5-minute of it actually, to see exactly what happened. Oh, look, it touches it. It touches it because it looks like it wants to go out. And it pushes up in, pulls back down, and then runs it. So now that we're out of that one, again, this one, believe it or not, is also a breaker. So, and it's the last down candle, and there's one way back there too. But your breaker is going to be your last down green candle. That you want to look at. So it'd be this guy right here. Run him sideways. Look how it stays up on top. But then of course goes down. Boom, comes back up. And this is where you can see where it kind of got confused because it didn't know which way to go. But of course, stayed on the path of the breaker, broke down, then again bounces back up, trying to get out, wants to stay down below, but then finally breaks out of it. This is strength, okay? This is showing strength in Ethereum, is what this is doing. So now we have another breaker created. What did it do? Let me close this. Boom, ran it. Ran the breaker, comes back. What does it do? Touches the breaker, runs up. And now we're moving on up. And now Look at that blue line. I wanted to see it cross. Crossed it. So we just broke liquidity, which means we just broke market structure. Yes. See that right there, that low high? We just broke market structure. This is good. This is good news, guys. This is good news for everybody. In fact, this is such good news, I actually want to stop this video right now and upload it and make sure everybody knows what is going on. Because if they don't know, then who's going to tell them, right? So this is good news. This is really good news. Ethereum is on its way. I'm not going to say it's going to be up at 40,000 or 4,000 anytime soon. But what it is doing, it just broke market structure. It hit its lowest breaker. I don't see this thing going down anytime soon. So I'm going to stop this and get this uploaded as soon as possible. And then I'm going to go through some more, okay? Thanks, guys. See you in just a bit. And always remember to wear your pants.